What did Justin Thomas have in store for an encore in Malaysia? How about a final round 64 as JT came from 4 shots back to start the day, and he wins going away by 3. He's able to make it 2 in a row at the CIMB Classic, grabbing his 2nd win on the PGA Tour in the process. A lot of the golf world focused on Asia this week. The PGA Tour CIMB Classic in Malaysia, not too far to the north. The LPGA's Blue Bay LPGA in China, where Minjee Lee had a 6-shot lead evaporate from Friday to Saturday. Didn't matter. She holds off Jessica Korda by a single shot to grab her 2nd win this season. All that and more on Golf Central.
Golf Central. Brought to you by Titleist.
With that, welcome into Golf Central. I'm George Savarickas with Golf Channel analyst Billy Kratzert and Jim Gallagher Jr. And guys, what a finish we saw on multiple tours. We'll start, though, with Justin Thomas and the PGA Tour. He was one of your guys to look for as a chaser, Billy. How do you get it done?
Well, he got it done simply by going out there and getting a dream start. And when you look at his finish that he had on Saturday, I thought that was the key, because at one point he was 4 over for the round and he birdied the last 5 holes. So you combine those last 5 holes with the 18 holes. That's 13 birdies in the last 23 holes that Justin Thomas played. That's how he got it done.
And I asked you yesterday about Minjee Lee having that lead evaporate. What was she able to do to turn things around on?
She got off to a good start, and she's battling 2 great players in Korda and Jutanigarn. And I just think back at her whole career. 2012, who won the USGA Junior, but she beat Jutanigarn actually in the semifinals, so maybe she had that in her mind. But has continued as a player. Now has 3 wins, but like I said, got off to that good start. She's been hitting the ball very well and really finished it off today.
Well, let's check out the final round highlights from the CIMB Classic at TPC Kuala Lumpur. And as Anirban Lahiri had that 4-shot lead going into the final round. Things got a little squirrely with his tee shot in the 3rd. Jim.
Yeah, he had a few missed shots off the tee. Didn't drive the ball poorly all week, but right there, that was just a big mistake. And unfortunately for him, the ball gets stuck up here in one of these trees, and they couldn't find it.
So he would have to take a lost ball. Lahiri goes back to the tee, and it was ugly around the green. This is 5th.
Well, he had an uphill lie. You'd think he'd be able to flop it, no problem, but hits a skull shot, goes back way over the green, and just nothing but disaster. Nothing good happening on this hole for him, and the wheels just start turning off and falling off the cart, so to speak.
You would quad that par 5 and lose his lead and basically his shot at winning the CIMB Classic, because Justin Thomas had himself a Sunday. This on the par 3 4th, Billy.
Yeah, beautiful short iron right here, just 136 yards, this par 3. You can see the control. When this young man plays with that control, the swing becomes a little bit tighter. He hits quality golf shot after quality golf shot.
Got him to 18 under par, so he had a 2-shot advantage, and Justin never looked back. After birdie at 5, his 2nd to the 9th.
Yeah, really worked real hard on getting his alignment. Felt like he was lined up a little bit too far left on some shots on Saturday. Obviously has cured that there at the 9th. Really another good iron shot.
So he has now pushed it to 20 under. Check out this tee shot on the par 5 10th.
Check out the speed through the hit zone. I mean, that is just money. I mean, he is playing with such high confidence right now. Splits the fairway.
Yeah, splits the fairway. That's a hole that's tripped up people before, and if you thought that was good, how about his 2nd?
Yeah, just go in there and get you a little from this one right here. Urging it to get a little to the left.
Able to get home in 2 putts for birdie, so he's got a 3-shot cushion at 21 under par. A little short game magic from the bunker, his 3rd on 12.
Well, Billy talked about speed, but you also have to have speed on these shots, but finesse, and right there, that combination is deadly. Nice shot there to make par.
So he would remain bogey-free at that time at 21 under par. Pitching now, his 3rd to the 13th.
Yeah, and this is where you save what you've worked hard for to get. And it's these shots right here. It's not always making the birdie, but it's about getting the ball up and down at the critical time, and Justin Thomas did it.
So Justin Thomas, at that point, bogey-free his last 19 holes. Here's his approach on 16.
Well, this distance, 108 yards, and last year I felt like he struggled a little bit at times with this type of shot, but that swing is in so much more control. Really swings the arms nicely to the left and make birdie there.
So he is at 22 under at that juncture. 3-shot lead for birdie on 17.
Well, and you can kind of look at this area of the game for Justin Thomas. Sometimes it gets a little sketchy, but when you're making this many birdies, a lot goes right.
Yeah, you know it's your day at that point. So he's at 23 under par, still up by 3, tapping in for par on 18.
Those are always nice.
Hey, you guys know what it's like to be able to have a little tap in to win a
I don't
tournament.
think I've ever actually tapped into one. It's always more stress.
So Justin Thomas able to defend the CIMB Classic. Here's that final leaderboard, 64. He has the low number on the front page of that leaderboard. Hideki Matsuyama, a week after winning in Japan, finishes runner-up. Here's the winner, Justin Thomas, in tonight's Titleist Tour Report.
I was extremely comfortable out there. I was playing really well all week. I just had, a little stretch there yesterday where I played really poorly. But Jimmy did an unbelievable job this week keeping me calm when it got tough yesterday. And we stuck to our game plan, and I made some putts, some key up and downs there on 12 and 13. But it feels great. I was talking to Ricky last night, and he said that he had a finish on Saturday that won him the golf tournament on Sunday, and I felt like that was maybe the biggest 5 holes I've ever played in my life, even more so than last year, because it gave me a chance. If I'm going in today 8 or 9 back, I have no chance, so at least I don't think. So it was huge. It really gave me a lot of momentum, and I was within striking distance. This is what you play for. You play to get in these situations and handle them well, and I felt like I did, and it's a great start to the year.
So Justin Thomas able to successfully defend, got us thinking some of the other guys who've been able to do that. You don't see it a ton, Billy, on the PGA Tour.
No, you don't. And I think it's tough to defend because you're required to do so many things as the defending champion that sometimes you really don't get to work on your game during that week. But to defend, to come back like that, shoot 64 in the final round, good for Justin Thomas.
Jim, what stood out to you from Justin Thomas's final round performance?
Well, I think it all stemmed back, and I think Bailey hit it early in the opening, and then you go back to Saturday. Yeah. He gets that horrendous kind of 10, 11, 12 where he goes bogey, double bogey, but then he birdies the last 5. And he said it was the best 5 holes he thinks he's ever played. And it was a key to getting off to that start the next day. And as I think, like Billy said, his irons, the swings with those short irons were solid. He felt like this golf course sets up to him because he had a lot of those shots in there, and the swing and the rhythm was perfect for him this week.
For a lot of guys, it's hard to win one. It's almost harder to win the second. What do you think this will lead to, Billy?
Well, I think he learned a valuable lesson last year because I think he actually put a lot of pressure on himself to win more than once last year. And I think he kind of got in his own way. And I think now he understands. He finished off the year on a good note last year. This is kind of a carryover, and I think going forward we may see Justin Thomas. We predicted it last year, but I really think that he has an excellent chance to continue on. And what I saw from his iron play, I'm really excited about his chances.
Absolutely. You look for consistency. He's had 71 starts, 17 top 10s, but the last time he put back-to-back top 10s was last year. He finished 3rd at Safeway, went on to win the CIMB. 8th at Safeway this year, and went on to win. The thing about I think that he's going to have to do is be a little bit more consistent, back up those top 10s, continue that. He's had a very good career for a very young player, but that's something he's going to be maybe a little bit more consistent.
What do you think his ceiling can be going forward? Now that he has a win this season, he knows what he went through last year after getting a win and then having his lulls. What could it lead to this year?
Well, certainly where he's going to point would be a major championship. I think he has to look forward to those major championships. You look forward to the players. You look forward to the WGCs. You've got to take it to the next level. Now that you've won for the second time on the PGA Tour, your expectations are going to elevate. And with that elevation, you're going to need to perform. And you need to find where the pressure is, how you can take the pressure off of you inwardly and play to your potential.
And that's a great point. I think that's one of the things that happens with great players, that they win their second event. I think of Craig Perks when he won the Players. He felt like he had to be a different player because he's won the Player Championship. I did that myself, and I got it my own way. So Billy's right. If you can keep the pressure off, you still have to go forward, but you got to keep that pressure that you're putting on. Don't worry about what everybody else is thinking.
Well, it's certainly a heck of a performance for Justin Thomas. Nice to get a win, your second start so far this season on the PGA Tour. We've got more in store on Golf Central after losing a 6-shot lead. We'll show you how Minjee Lee got it done on Sunday, and a blast from the past on the European Tour. It's Paddy's World in Portugal. Highlights from Padraig Harrington's first European Tour win in nearly a decade ahead.
Golf Central is brought to you by Titleist, the #1 ball at the CIMB Classic. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. Bushnell Golf and the Tour X. Slope technology when you want it. Tournament legal when you need it.